Scenario 3. Okay, living together. A woman says, and I'm laughing because I'm just like picturing, 50 million different online dating profile bios I've seen in the last decade of women. Like, I expect the man in my life to pay rent and take care of my bills. Okay? There are a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot of women. I definitely know that there are women that don't have this mindset where they expect a man to to pay her rent and take care of my bills. But surprisingly enough, there are a lot of women that have this mindset. I expect a man to take care of me. I expect that he'll provide for me. So he better pay my rent. He's going to take care of my bills when we're living together. Okay? And a lot of guys are like, yeah, okay, yeah. Because remember, it's kind of that traditional, society's traditional roles, which again, the traditional roles, I definitely see the merit in them. The problem is women want men to keep living onto the traditional roles while women have completely changed their role. So I don't buy into that game at all. So the fact that a lot of women keep these traditional social norms up, guys have to pay for every day. If he better provide the house and all that stuff, he's going to pay for everything on me. But then they also have this feminist empowerment mentality as well, where they're empowered and they can do whatever they want. They don't need to check in with any man. They try to take both of those mindsets, and that's not cool. So if a woman has this mindset, and again, a lot of women do, and a lot of guys are cool with it. A lot of guys are like, yeah, all right, I can, that's fine. I got it. She was living with me. I like taking care of her. Yeah. Now, just if this scenario ever comes up in your life, put on your Superman X-ray vision and put this through your mind. Okay, just think of a man saying this to you. All right, just imagine you meet a guy and he's like, hey, I'm looking for a roommate. All right, this guy's like, yeah, I'm looking to room with somebody. Yeah. And you're like, oh, cool. Yeah, maybe me too. I might look for a roommate too. And he goes, all right, cool. Yeah. Hey, by the way, I expect my roommate to pay all my rent and to take care of my bills. And you're like, wait, what? And the guy's like, yeah. Well, yeah, my roommate, I'm looking for a roommate that's going to pay all my rent and going to take care of all my bills. And you might go, okay, what are you bringing to the table? How would that be fair, right? If it's another guy, you could logically ask these questions. But a lot of guys with women, they don't ask these questions. And a woman's like, duh, it's me. I'm bringing myself. You're lucky to be around me. Again, it goes back to that mindset of her just being a woman. You are lucky to be around her. That's pedestalization. So think about that the next time you feel pressured to provide the living space for a woman, which again, if you guys have followed me for a bit, you know that my feelings on living with a woman are don't do it. But if you're going to, really think about these things. Because this guy, you would be like, okay, if you're a roommate that expects another roommate to pay for everything for you and take care of all your bills, what are you bringing to the table? Why would he agree to that? What are you going to do? We don't ask these questions when it's women, but if it's another guy, you would ask those questions. You'd be like, "What? That doesn't make sense that I would be doing this." It's because that little love struck, the puppet master woman, that when you're love struck, man, she can just pull these strings and you don't even think about it. You don't even question it. What's up, Chad Hart? What's up, T-Dog? All right, let's look at scenario number 4. This one's a lot more, I would say this one seems a lot more prevalent these days with all the Instagram models that love to travel and all that stuff. And you get a lot of guys that are willing to be the sugar daddies and they're the sugar babies or whatnot. So scenario 4 with traveling and vacations. A woman says, I love to travel and it's important to me to find a man that can financially support my lifestyle. Okay? this should be, again, if you put on your filter, it would be like, how would any man have the balls to go around asking like, hey, I love to travel, and hey, ladies, it's important for me to find a woman that's going to financially support my lifestyle. Props to that man that has that mindset. But this is a mindset that a lot of women have. And again, the reason why women have this mindset and we can get sucked into it is they have this confidence to roll with that mindset because women get all of their attention, their value so high when they're younger that because they have all the options on online dating, especially when they're in their young 20s, mid 20s, they get all these options that they get this inflated ego to the point where it's like literally true for them. It's like, well, if you're not going to support my lifestyle, well, I'll find another man that can. So again, women live with this mindset because they're able to experience a lot of different men. And a lot of men don't experience that moment. Most men don't experience that moment until they get older, until they have the resources and all that stuff. So women have this entitled mindset. I understand why they have it. But if this is something that you've ever ran into or you're thinking about, or you guys probably know, think about guys that you have or friends that you have that they pay for all the vacations of the women they're with. I know, and again, I got to be careful with how much I give away because I know certain people watch my channel, but a lot of different guys in my life, like that's kind of the thing. It's like, oh yeah, they'll buy their girlfriend, their fiance, they're going to buy her plane ticket. They're going to buy the hotel room. They're going to provide all that. And it's not even a second question. So things like these vacations, all that, a lot of times women will get those fully paid for by a man. Now, take this same attitude, all right? Now, again, right? It's easy to go, okay, I can see why certain guys pay for it, but just think, put your filter on. If this man comes up to you and he goes, hey, man, because I love to travel and it's so important to me to find a friend that can financially support my traveling lifestyle. All right, imagine you see this guy at the beach walking around and he's just like looking around for a new friend because that's what he's looking for. It's really important to me to find a friend that can financially support my lifestyle. Would you ever put up with that? Would you ever start a relationship, a friendship with a guy that had that mentality? Probably not. However, think of how many men start relationships with women that have this mindset, that those women have the mindset of if he doesn't pay for my vacations and all that, well, he should. He's just lucky to be around me. A lot of guys get into relationships when that's the mindset. And you would never do that if a random guy was like, hey, do you want to be my friend? And by the way, because we're friends, I expect that you're going to pay for all of my travels, all of my vacations. Would you do that? Yeah, that's a good point. See, he's not offering the currency of sexual. See, this is why we can go back and make, and it's a good point. He's not offering the currency of sexual validation. That's the difference between him and a hot, entitled girl. Exactly. Now, that's why the mindset, if you can get yourself, and I'm telling you guys again, if there's Chad and Tyrone's in the audience, they know this is the mindset that they basically have. Maybe they weren't able to verbalize it, but once they hear it, they're like, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I would never just go out and pay for her just for her to be around me. So a lot of guys that, have good experiences around women, they do well with women, they have the opposite mindset. But a lot of the other guys have the mindset where it's like, yeah, it makes sense because she's going to give me sex. But again, that's why I started with how important it is to understand that sex is not a gift that a woman gives you. Sex is something that happens between a man and a woman, equal partners. Because if you ever start to believe that sex is a gift that a woman gives you, then you will start to work for sex. You will start to do things that you shouldn't have. You get in a relationship, and then if she controls the sex, that's why marriages get to the point where the woman just can, put sex over this guy's head like a carrot, and she just makes him dance and do all these things to get sex. Because again, that guy, his core belief is that sex is something that she gives him. If you can train your mind into, and I know it's not that easy, I'm trying to help jump speed guys if you don't have that mindset yet. because I for sure did not have this mindset when I first started out. But if you can actually train your mindset to be like, wait, sex is an equal, it's from me and her to me. It's the same thing. It's equal. If you have that mindset, then all of this stuff about like, yeah, she's cute, so I understand why guys are doing it. All of that it goes out the window, because again, it's going, these two people are the same thing in that sense, then, right? Because sex doesn't have that power over me. When you have that mindset, you don't get taken advantage of with women, because they can never pull crap on you and then just like use sex to get out of it. That's another thing, guys. I've heard this from women a lot when I talk to them, and like they laugh about it. They know that this is a real thing. I've heard of women that as soon as they get caught lying about something, as soon as they get caught doing something, maybe they ran up a credit card, maybe they crashed their boyfriend's or husband's or fiance's car. I've literally heard women, and they talk to each other like this, where what do? They distract the man from being angry with sex. So they pretend like they're super sad. Oh, I'm crying. I can't believe I did that. I feel so bad. And then they get the guy, they sleep with the guy, and it's like a memory wipe. He forgets about it. That's a game plan women have. And again, that only works if you truly believe that sex is this gift and reward that she gives to you. But when you see it for what it is, an equal exchange between two people, then those games don't get pulled over on you. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.